Hey guys, Toys of Arkham here, back with another review. This time it is the 1/6 scale Rick Deckard from Blade Runner 2049, and this is from Supermad Toys, and they call it Hunter D Blade Hunter 2046. But obviously it's from Blade Runner 2049, the representation of an older Harrison Ford. So first of all, we'll take a quick look at the box. Pretty nice artwork here. And obviously it is representing the scenes from the home of Deckard in the movie, which would have been a dystopian Las Vegas. And so just spin the box around. There's a logo, and there's the classic Blade Runner blaster. Some nice imaging there of the spinner cars. Silhouette there of Deckard. So it's a nice box. It's not a premium box, but it's a nice box nonetheless. I got this from KG Hobby. I think they have some of these on pre-order because there's a reissue of this figure coming soon. But I had to pay a slight premium to get it sooner than that. So I paid, I think, €250 for this. And there are pre-orders up for, I think, around €140, which is obviously far better value, but I couldn't wait that long. I've gotten a fair few Blade Runner figures lately, and I just couldn't wait any longer. To be honest, I couldn't wait a year to have this. So here we go. So let's look at what he comes with first. So he has two head sculpts, obviously the one that's on him there, we'll have a look at that in a second, and then this one here. So this is a slightly battle damaged version of his head sculpt, and I think you'll agree that it has really good detail in it. You can see the discoloration in the skin, very nice paint job, nice gloss on the eyes. When the light reflects on it, it really brings the figure to life. And then you can see there's a bit of a cut, there's blood up at the top of his forehead there, just underneath the hairline, and that has a wet look about it when the light reflects off it. So it's a decent application there when it comes to the blood. As far as likeness goes, I really think this is spot on. The hairstyle is maybe a little bit off, but definitely the face sculpt is spot on in terms of how he looked in that movie. They did a great job of his facial hair. This particular head sculpt, they have his eyes looking slightly off to the left. Sometimes when you have figures where their eyes are looking off to one side, if they're not aligned properly, they can look like they're really looking at absolutely nothing. They just don't seem to have a focus about them. Whereas this one is done quite well. Definitely doesn't have that vacant look in his face. So well done, Supermad Toys. I have to say, very impressed by this. Harrison Ford, I understand it is pretty difficult to get his likeness right. So I think they did a great job here. So I'm very impressed by that. So what else does he come with? This is a bottle of Black Label whiskey, which is very nicely done. Looks quite realistic. Looks like you may have had a glass or two out of it. Not quite full, but nice detail in that. And he has obviously his glass. I think it might be bourbon because it's quite dark in colour. So it matches the colour of the content of the bottle, which is a nice continuity. These are the hands he comes with. We've got fists, open hands, more fists, I think. So you have strange, I think, two sets of fists for some reason. Maybe there's a bit of weathering or something on one of them. Oh no, sorry, they're open hands, and then solid fists as well. So let's start at the bottom. So it comes with a base, which is handy, of course, a stand. Kind of has that metal look about it, but it's just a decal, and it says Supermad Toys Blade Hunter 2046. His shoes are excellent, they really are. Nicely weathered, nice sculpt. I do like the lacing. It's not real lacing. I'm not a fan of the real laces when they put them on figures, so I'm liking these. At the top they're weathered naturally where they would be weathered, so really like the shoes. And his khaki trousers are fitted very well and stitched very well as well. So his overall look in this movie is quite basic. In fact, it has attracted some criticism in the sense of it's kind of an uninspired outfit for him to be wearing, considering he wore such an iconic outfit in the first movie, between his slacks and shirt and tie and his cool overcoat, whereas this is just very much, as I said, quite bland and uninspiring. So his shirt is nicely weathered, and I think that's meant to represent a sort of a maybe sweat patch or something like that down the middle of his t-shirt. That is fitted quite well, goes up nicely around his neck. Again, the stitching is nice. The clothing does look 1/6 scale and relative to him as a 1/6 scale figure, because sometimes these shirts can have big buttons and big Velcro patches, and stitching is, you know, I suppose it can be inaccurate in terms of, let's say, the piping on some of these shirts can be too wide, so it just doesn't look in scale. I think you'll agree this does look in scale. It looks very well. So just spin them around. So there's the iconic blaster that it comes with, and they take great pride in this blaster, Supermad Toys. They actually sell it as a product on its own, and it comes with a cool little stand as well. For me, this is the most iconic gun ever used in a movie. It's a stunning looking piece, and I'm fortunate enough to own a replica of the Tominasuke OG blaster as well. So it's a stunning, stunning gun, and it's done really well here in 1/6 scale. So again, back to the clothing. So it's a nice shirt, looks quite weathered, doesn't look brand new at all. Yeah, fits him well. The body is slim enough, which is obviously a reflection on how he looked in the movie. He was quite slim and athletic looking. He looks well for his age, to be fair to Harrison Ford. But they did give him a bit of a fat suit underneath, which I may or may not leave there. I haven't decided yet, but I suppose for his age, you could understand if he has a little bit of a belly there, but it doesn't look too bad. It's not too much of a protrusion. It's more of a realistic look, so I suppose I don't mind it at all. The body is not seamless, obviously, but it has joints that are maybe slightly, you know, ugly, but I mean, that's standard on figures like this. Very rare you'll see a wrist joint that is sealed, doesn't have any articulation in it. I think some companies are going that direction, but then I don't know how you'd move the wrist, so I don't know how that will play out in the long run. No company has kind of found a happy medium. Even Fison have a separation in the wrists of their figures. So yeah, the figure has double bend elbows, and it doesn't have loose joints or anything. It stands quite well on its own. I would trust it to do that. So the bodies used on these figures are good as well. So let's have a look at the head sculpt. Now, sadly on mine, on this particular head sculpt anyway, sorry, and there is a teeny little scuff on his nose that I might try and work out, but it doesn't look too bad. And in fairness, his face wasn't exactly squeaky clean in the movie. He was a bit scuffed up, so I suppose it doesn't look too bad with the overall look of the figure. But in this one, this head sculpt, he's looking more or less dead on. Let's tilt him so he gets a bit more light. Again, the discoloration, it's a similar sculpt. It is the identical sculpt to the other head sculpt, but it just is painted slightly different and the eyes are dead ahead. But again, I have to say, it's a really, really nice likeness, really good likeness, should I say, to Harrison Ford. It's a figure I had to have. I'm a massive fan of Blade Runner, the original and 2049. I think they're incredible movies in the sci-fi genre, and I just had to have this. As some of you may know, I got rid of a good bit of my Marvel figure collection, mainly because I'm just not passionate about Marvel or many of the characters, so I just wanted to clear that stuff out and just get what I am actually passionate about, and there are no more, I couldn't be any more passionate about Blade Runner. Absolutely love it. So this guy was a no-brainer. So if any of you guys are interested in Blade Runner as a franchise, you'll see on my channel there is a video of the Officer K version of a 1/6 scale figure from Supermad Toys. There is Blade Runner Deckard from the original Blade Runner. He's reviewed too, and I have Joy on the way as well, so I'll do a review of her, and then I have something special lined up to review hopefully this weekend as well. So guys, let me know what you think about this figure. Do you like it? Is that something you'd get yourselves? Are you Blade Runner fans? I'd love to hear from you. So please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.